Yeah, friends, what's up? It's more devblog reading and theory crafting. Well, ironically, theory crafting. Get it? Crafting? Yeah, I'll shut up. So, you may be wondering by now why you'd even want to take on some of the dangerous new beasts coming to Battle Brothers. Why risk your favorite guy getting charmed by a hex and hacking your other men to pieces? Well, firstly, because people will pay you to. And secondly, because the slain beasts will provide you with trophies from which to craft unique items. Let's delve into the details. The Taxidermist. Battle Brothers had crafting events for a long time, things like a tailor being able to craft unique armor from the pelts dropped by direwolves. This was fine before because those events were primarily supposed to just add flavor to particular backgrounds. However, if we're going to have crafting as a full gameplay mechanic, the game needs to have a more reliable way for you to craft what you want to and when. Oh baby. We're keeping some of the crafting events for flavor, but for most things we're introducing an entirely new crafting system. The way it works is this. Every beastly opponent comes with a couple of new trophy items, and which one you can proudly claim upon slaying them is randomized. Existing beasts like the direwolf, Nachtseer and Lindworm also receive a loot overhaul if you have the Beasts and Exploration DLC installed. These trophies can then be taken to a new building found in settlements across the world, Taxidermist. No worries, you'll have a bit more room in your inventory so that things don't get too crowded with all the new loot while you're on your way there. Which suggests the base numbers of inventory size getting increased. That's quite cool. For a price, the Taxidermist is able to create all kinds of new items that suitably reflect your achievements in big game hunting from the trophies that you bring him. At first, you'll only see a list of things for which you have all the necessary components to craft in your inventory, so you should drop by every now and then with your new trophies to see what can be done with them. Once you've crafted an item, however, you'll always see its recipe and all the necessary components, missing or not, so you'll know exactly what you need to get in order to craft another one. Oh my word, so the first thing that jumps out at me is that the fact that we can now craft our own direwolf pelt. Right, mantle, so that implies it's the helmet. But that is awesome though. If you can actually craft direwolf armor, that'll be a major early game focus. Fighting beasts is about to become much more rewarding, which in turn means more variety in the battles that you should pick up, even in the early game. Of course, the more powerful the item to craft, the more and more rare trophies you'll need to provide. And here we first touch upon the exploration aspect of the Beasts and Exploration DLC. Even though some of the new beasts will be quite common, the most valuable trophies will be found only by defeating the strongest of beasts, lurking in the wilderness far away from civilization. If you want to get the ultimate hunting trophies, you'll have to venture out and explore the unknown corners of the world. Armor customization. Now, this is something I've been crying about for a while. I can't wait to be able to do this. So what's so great about these items that you can craft? Well, one of the major new things that the Taxidermist can create for you are attachments with which to customize your armor. What says, I myself bested a giant beast of the frozen wastes better than donning its fur as a cloak for everyone to see? You've seen the Unhold with its white fur. Go and collect that fur as a trophy. Bring it to the Taxidermist and have him craft you a cloak out of it. This cloak can then be permanently attached to any armor of your choosing. Man, that's so cool. Not only will it make you look like a veteran mercenary badass, each armor attachment also gives a particular benefit. For example, a fur cloak may make the wearer more impervious to ranged attacks, while replacement padding spun out of a certain creature's silk may make an armor lighter. It means new choices for a mercenary commander, because a single armor can only be adorned with a single attachment. Fuck, that is so cool! Oh, awesome. Not all armor attachments need to be crafted. We're also adding a couple of more common ones made out of metal and leather, which you'll be able to buy in shops and loot from places across the world. Those add additional protection and weight to any armor they're attached to, but generally at a better ratio than using straight up heavier armor. Also, they allow for more visual customization of your men, which is always nice. Oh, I shiver, I moan. I'm so excited, I can't wait. Where to start? Okay, so I love the fact that we can craft antidotes to poisons. That's going to be important. But the taxidermist, I think, is going to be a huge part of the early game. I mean, all parts of the game, but the early game especially. I mean, I'm just imagining how useful it'll be in the early game when we all have shitty sub 100 armor. We take on a, fight direwolves mission, kill a bunch of direwolves, turn that into direwolf armor. It's 100 as opposed to the 115 from standard mail. But the resolve hit is going to be really good for us. And then later on, adding the attachments. Fuck, that is so cool. I doubt that attachments will be able to take an on and off of armor. I assume not, because it says you can only attach one. Anyway, it's going to be awesome using the attachments to fill gaps that particular brothers have. I imagine, like, look, there's 8 different attachments. So I imagine each one would give, like, let's say, for example, plus morale, plus, melee skill, plus range defense, plus initiative, whatever it is. Oh god, it's going to be so cool. And it's just another way of making your crapper brothers maybe a bit more viable. Awesome. God damn it, I can't wait. This is why I actually made an effort to not read these dev blogs, because I knew I was going to get this hyped up. I can't wait anymore. I want the DLC now. Okay. Dev blog 104, the Schrat. Hostile plant life makes its entry into the world of Battle Brothers in this week's edition of our dev blog for the upcoming Beasts and Exploration DLC. Get your axes ready. So, the Schrat, or Schrat for short, is a fabled living tree found in the most remote forests of the world. A creature of bark and wood, it resembles no other. And its mind is truly alien. It blends between trees and shambles slowly, its roots digging through the soil. A frightening nighttime story tells of how trees watered with the blood of the unjustly killed turn into twisted living trees, out to strangle and choke the life out of children that don't behave. A Schrat can grow limbs at a whim, and so they grow and regrow what resembles a wooden shield to protect their more vulnerable parts. While the shield is up, they'll be much harder to hit and damage. The shield can be destroyed like any other with the split shield skill, and doing so will reveal the Schrat's much softer innards. Although Schrats can be destroyed either way, they'll take significantly more damage without the shield's protection. In a surprising twist then, axes are particularly useful against trees. It reminds me of one of my earliest playthroughs that I had. I tried to do an axe-only quasi-Viking playthrough, which was so much fun. It wasn't any good, but man, it was fun. I only used throwing axes and one-handed axes and two-handed axes. It was fucking cool. Anyway, a Schrat attacks by slamming its thorned roots up from below ground, knocking up and impaling whatever is above ground. It's an area of effect attack that always hits 3 tiles in a straight line, starting from the tile the Schrat sits on and going outwards along how their roots grew, okay? Anyone hit will receive the staggered status effect. They'll be off balance, scrambling, and late to act for their next turn. The Schrat has the potential to inflict a lot of damage when hitting 3 targets with a single attack, but they're much less dangerous if you use smart positioning and work around their limitation of only being able to hit multiple targets if they're in a straight line from it. So much like fighting against enemy Zweihanders, you don't let them use that split skill which attacks 2 tiles. Okay. If a shot takes sufficient damage from a single blow to sever a large enough part of them, it will spawn a sapling upon hitting the ground. They're miniature Schrats that are much weaker, at least until they're fully grown in 100 years or so. But they can still whittle your men down. It's a trade-off then. Fight Schrats with heavy weaponry and they'll die quicker, but you'll also have to fight saplings. Fight with light weaponry and it'll take longer to beat down a Schrat, but you won't have to fight saplings as well. I'm not too worried about the little saplings, because if I feel like if I'm doing enough damage to them, say with a greatsword, then I've got the greatsword to deal with the saplings that spring out. But a lot of that is going to be determined by what the numbers, the variance of the numbers will have to be to create the saplings. Like, will a one-handed axe be able to create saplings? In any case, I don't see too much tactical difficulty here. It's just, like, even if they spawn saplings, just kill the damn thing as quick as possible. One thing that could suck is if they get the same resistance against ranged attacks that skeletons do. Could that be a buff to crossbowmen or throwing axes? Could be pretty good. Really, really cool. Man, I can't wait to hang on. So what have we got so far? We've got this treant type thing. There's the spiders. There's the ice trolls, basically. And the witches. Look, it's so cool. Man, my body is ready. Can't wait. Let me tell you, between this and Bannerlord hopefully coming, I'm holding out that Bannerlord might be released at Christmas. But never mind that. God, I can't wait for this DLC. I can't wait. So excited. Hey, you know what I would actually love that for them to add to the game is like an oil bomb. Something that does damage over time in an AoE. That would be particularly useful against these Schrat. But I feel like that would be probably OP. And the way Battle Brothers works is if you can use the weapon, so can the enemies. And can you imagine enemy brigands throwing basically grenades at your men? That would suck. Okay friends, so that is DevBlog 104 and 103, Crafting and the Schrat. Great additions. None of the additions so far seem to be weak or not useful or not great or not wonderful in that they add something to the game. I'm telling you, man, this is so good. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Come on, bring on this DLC. Fucking hell, I can't wait. Overhyped Studios, you've got me overhyped. I'm going to be so bummed now after doing this video. I can't actually play Battle Brothers with the DLC now. I miss a DLC that isn't even out yet. Okay. As always, let me know what you guys think. God, fuck, I can't wait. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless with excitement. I can't fucking wait.